This is Dredge. It is a fishing game, open world, so there's some exploration in it. Um, it's focused a lot on the, what would I call it? It's like the supernatural aspects of it. Very eldritch themed. You have big monsters of the deep, maybe a splash of elder gods in there. But it is actually pretty unique as far as fishing games go. I haven't really seen anything that fits this, except maybe the Sunless games. What are they, like Sunless Skies? Maybe those are a little bit like this, but it's still pretty unique. It is fairly chill a lot of the time until it's not. And when it's not, you'll definitely know. Right now, I'm going around in the middle of the night, and there are decidedly unchill things that can happen. Or you can just find somewhere and fish. So I'll show an example of that. So here's a fishing spot. They don't always look like this. This particular one I can't fish in. I don't have the tools to do it. I need oceanic fishing equipment. Oh, and this is what you have to watch out for at night. So at night, there are various land masses that will appear out of nowhere. You can, so here I'm switching the lights off and on. Right now I don't have a proper light because I sold it, thinking that I was going to get a different one. But yeah, land masses can appear pretty much out of nowhere. If you look at the top of the screen, there's the eyeball, which signifies that you are tired. So let's go ahead and take a rest before starting the day. I might have to take a little bit more of a rest than just until dawn. Let's take a look. So yeah, you have to think about things like that. If you don't rest enough, I think things can happen where you're seeing things and not really 100% sure all the different things that can happen, but it's usually not good. You can also talk to various people. So here's the town mayor. You can get some information, little lore tidbits, that sort of thing. So you can ask him, are there any shipwrecks around? And he'll let you know. Wrecks towards the deeper patches. Okay. So if there's anything that you can like really look into, he'll put a marker on your map, and I'll show that in a minute. So here is where you sell your fish, at the fishmonger. If I had any, that is where they would go. I have damaged equipment, so I have to fix that. So we'll go to, should be the shipwright. Okay, so I go to repair all. But also here at the shipwright, you can get, new fishing equipment. Here's that oceanic fishing rod that I could get. And the progression kind of goes, you fish, you get money, you buy new equipment, you upgrade things, and there's a really, that's really the basics of it. So you get various quests and things like that, but the core of the game is upgrading and getting your ship up to a higher level so that you can go to different places. So let's go ahead and set out here. and take a look at what fishing is actually like. So here is a fishing spot. You go here, press the button to start fishing. It goes around this little circle until you get a fish. And see here on the right, you can see your fish. It's a blue mackerel. There you go. Very simple, but a lot of the different places that you fish in have different ways that you'll need to fish. So this one's the same. I think they're both shallow. So in order to, see the different types, you would have to go to different kinds of fishing spots. This one's coastal. I think it'll be a little bit different. No. So this one's the same again. I want to show off one that's different. I know one of these is different. So this is another town up here. And each different town has various things that are slightly unique about them. If I dock at this, you can see this one has a trader. So if you pick up like random things from the ocean, like rings and that sort of various stuff that isn't fish, that's where you would take it. You also have different abilities that you can use. So if you get to a certain point, you get this haste ability, which allows you to go faster. Oh. So you can see the screen starts to turn red. If you hold the button down for too long, it will overheat and it can damage your ship. So you have to be careful not to overuse it. And this is something that you get throughout the course of what seems to be the main story. And this mansion, the ruined mansion in particular, is important for the progression of that main story. So if you go here and talk to this guy, this is where you go through your progression. And I can show off what that is about a little bit, not too much. So you go to the cabin and go to pursuits. He is the collector. And you found, I found a couple things so far. The key and the music box. And as you get these things and deliver them back to him, he'll give you various abilities. One of those was this haste ability that allows me to go faster on the water, which is really important because the map is decently big. Yeah, and I also got this ability here, which is manifest. So if I use this, it will take me back to this place, which I'm already at, so it doesn't really help too much at the moment. But yeah, that is kind of how that goes. So let's take a look at the map. So here is the map. So in the middle is where I'm currently located. You can see the little ship next to Blackstone Isle. That is where I'm at. The red cross is my next destination. And each of these different zones, Gale Cliffs, Stellar Basin, they all have different things that you need to do in order to progress. And you can't just go there and immediately be able to do everything. You actually have to talk to people, get to know the people in the area, help with some of their problems, and then they'll give you something, or you'll do something in order to continue. So let's go ahead and go across this ocean over here, so you can get a sense of what that would be like. Let me switch to haste so I can go a little bit faster. make sure I'm going in the right direction. That is always good. Alright, so it is this way, I think. Southeast. Double check, because I don't want to just end up going off some random direction, although maybe I should. Alright, so let's speed off. Again, don't want to use the haste ability too much, because that will damage the ship. Let's just take a look around while we're out here. So this is the middle of the ocean now. As you can see, there are various islands that you could go to. Let's take a look at this one just for fun. See if there's anything interesting. It looks like there is something here. A wreck with a familiar looking hull, almost identical to the ship given to you by the mayor, except it has a breach. Let's go ahead and take a look in the cabin. Look at the cupboards and drawers. Okay. So it's kind of strange. It looks like the ship that we're currently in. Equipment is all still there. There's an overhead radio. Fisherman's note. So this is kind of how the exploration works. You find something, you take a look at it. Takes you through this kind of text. This has a basic fishing pole we could take, a valve engine, which is actually, it looks faster than what I have. So I think I'll actually pick that up. I'm going to move that over. Gonna rotate it. Put it right here. But I'll put it in storage for now. Just so I don't have to throw anything away. I'll also take this thing of metal scraps, throw it in storage. The fishing pole, throw that in storage as well. And there we go. So I picked up something. It was some notes. Could be this, yeah. Fisherman's note. Deep sky, deep, and then it just keeps on going forever. Casket seal broken, fog core. 5 equals rise, and he knows. So that's some sort of code, maybe? It could be a hint of what's to come. Not really sure exactly, but I'm sure eventually we would figure out what all of that means. Let's go ahead and continue on and take a look at this part of the world. So this is, I think, Gale Cliffs. Speed our way up. One of the times that I went through here, there was something very large that I saw. Here's a little spout. I have to avoid that. Don't want to damage my ship. Let's see what we can find over here. There were different kinds of fish here. Let me see if the fishing... So you can see on the left, the fishing for these coastal fish is slightly different. There's two things that you're looking at that switch over whenever you press the button. Oh, and it looks like I got a I can't remember what it's called. It's like a corruption permutation. It's a different kind of fish, and these usually sell for more. So that is something we can do. I want to go over here first and sell that fish. So this is that's just kind of how the game works in general. You find these fish, you take them here, you sell them. It's a very chill game. It's I feel like it takes the fishing genre to a different area and like does a really cool twist on it that I didn't know I wanted until I played this game. There's not really anything, like I said at the beginning, there's not really anything like this game. It's just very, very unique, very cool. So the last thing that I wanted to take a look at and show is over here. We'll go into this area. There's actually, if you see that over to the front of us, that is a sign that there is a unique fish. So we'll take a look at that. Oop. You have to be very careful with this. I'm completely failing. But yeah, so this is a wreck fish. I don't think that's the one that was like the unique fish. So we'll keep going until we get that. Okay, yeah. Shattered wreckfish. And that's been added to the encyclopedia. I can show that off too, now that I think about it. So here is the encyclopedia. It's kind of like a bestiary from JRPGs. You know, it has all the different kinds of fish that you've seen. You can go through the different areas too. So there's the starting area. You go down. This is the area I'm at right now, Gale Cliffs. It shows off all the different kinds of fish, their aberrations at the bottom, and information about those fish. So it's really cool. It's like really in depth, in a way that I enjoy. It's not like super complicated or anything like that. Just complex enough to keep you interested. So these are, this is another one of the things that you can do. So exploration, at some point I got explosives, so I can use those. Then open this entrance. This wasn't always a thing that I could do, like I said. So you have to kind of play the game and get through it in order to open the way. It's sort of Metroidvania stuff going on there. So dredging is a little bit different than normal fishing. And you'll see how that works. So we have this arrow, and I have to keep the arrow from getting touched by the black squares. And once I do that, I get this piece of refined metal, which I can use to upgrade my ship. That is already depleted. It only had the one. So yeah, that is kind of the basics of how the game works. It's really fun. It's more fun than I would expect. I didn't come into this game expecting, you know, a great game, even though it had good reviews from people. I think it's like overwhelmingly positive on Steam. But that's what I got. I got an actual really great game. It's relatively cheap too. It's not gonna be blowing your wallet out of the water. So I think it's worth taking a look into, taking some time and seeing if you're into it. Look at some more videos of people if you don't want to just straight up buy it. But Dredge, I think, is well worth the money. So give it a look and do some fishing.